Continuing on. Grammatico Latino uses this. So he used or got experience or learnt his Latin grammar, which can be spelled with a PH or an F, by Philemon. Uses this, takes the ablative. Jurisprudence, under a teacher called Modestinus. He learned oratory under another typo. Titianus, there's another ablative, who was the filio of Titianus the Senior, the son of the senior one, who he scripted, he wrote very pulchrimus, very beautiful books or work on the provinces, and who dictus est, and who is said the simia of his time, who was said to be a simian, the ape of his time, quod, because he imitated cuncta, everything, like apes do, I suppose. Habit et. He had also a Greek rhetorician, Eugamius, as a teacher, who was clarum. He was famous in his time. Desponsored to him, so a spouse, or was, engaged to him. Junia Fidela was engaged to him. The proneptus, great-granddaughter or something of Antonius, but she accepted Toxius accepted her, or married her. Eostem, the same guy, is the senator of a family who died after his prefectureship, of whom even a poem about him is still extant, still exists. Probably fictitious. Manserant autem, whoever there remained with her, apud her, are regiae. So this will be the plural. Tokens of love, or gifts of love, which are of a royal nature, regiae, which were the such as Junius Cordus, his person, he speaks about them. He was the persecutor of these, or the investigator of what these gifts were, of what they were said to have been, fuisi. A monoil island, that's a necklace with 9 albus, is that pearls or margaritas or something? A reticulum, a hairnet with 11 prasinuses, they're like smergums or emeralds or something. A dexocherium with cum costulas, and there's 4 of them. What we got? A bracelet with a row of 4 sapphires. Okay, probably Google all them. Besides this, there were vestments, garments, which had a bit of gold on them, and all were of regal quality, the kind that kings would have, and other insignia of a betrothal, sponsaliorum. So for the Daily Dictionary, here's ara. There's even a adjective of it. Also of love, a token, payment of account, earnest money, a deposit or a pledge. So it's probably to do with the pledge of love, pledge of marriage. Here we go. However, when Maximus himself was an adolescent, he was very arrogant of insolence, full of insolence and arrogance. It ought, thus so that even when suis pater, his father, a homo very cruel father, this man was, when he would adsurge for many honoured guests or something like that, he himself, this ipsi up here, Maximus, he would still remain sitting, residerate. Laetoris vitae, he was rather happy of life, very parcissimus of wine, very sparing of wine. He was avid of food, especially Maxime from the woodlands, the Silvestris, itut, thus as non nisi, which means not accept, or especially with terms, of a prunam, comes from aper, so it's meat of a wild boar. So greatly woodland foods that he eats are from wild boars, and eats some sort of duck, grus, cranes, and everything which he could capture, he would iterate, he would eat. Infame about him, so people were speaking badly about him. But because of his nimiam pulchritude, because of his excessive beauty. Looks like here are the nominatives of who were banting here. The friends of Maximus and of Balbinus and of Gordianus and Maximae, especially the senators, they would infame him because of his speciem. His appearance was as if velut, it was divine, and lapsam, it fell down from heaven, and they they didn't want to believe that he was incorruptam. His beauty was incorruptam and pure. Daniqui, 4. Finally, or in short, illo tempor, in that time in which around Circum, the adverb, the muros aquilium, around, he was circuming, so he's walking around the walls around this place. So this takes the accusative, might be a preposition or something. Anyway, when he was walking around the walls of Aquilia with his father, cum patre, and he was seeking the deditionem, the surrender of the city, nothing other to him than Sperchides were cast, thrown against him. Because Sperchides is some sort of foul language, which was very far away from the kind of life that he actually had. So they were undeserved. Vestibus, in clothing, so ad curatus he was so careful with his clothing or neat, that nulla mulier, usually a married woman or something, but no woman was more niditio, or more shining or sparkling in mundo. Mundus as well, but mundo is also the word for being clean and tidy. 6, what do we got? Monstrous, how monstrous it was that he was obsecutus est. He was fawned upon by the amicus paternus, by the friends of his father. But this was so that he would donoret and largitia, so he would give them things and bestow largesses on them. Something like that. 7. Nem in salutonibus superbissimus, he wrote. For in greetings, he was very arrogant. This is when you salute people. Basically, you greet them, usually in the morning or whatever it was, but on other formal occasions. So he acted arrogant. And he would porrigabat his manum. He would extend his hand. And he suffered or allowed himself to be osculari, to be kissed on his genua, which is plural, on his knees. So he allowed his knees to be kissed, not numquam, so not never, so sometimes even his feet he allowed to be kissed. But numquam, but never passus est senior, but the senior Maximus, his father, never passus est this, he never suffered this or allowed this. Who would dicabat? He would say, the gods prohibit ut quisnam, that anyone of freeborn nature in genorum should fix his osculum, his kisses or his lips on my pedibuses, on my feet. 8. Et quoniam, and since to Maximus Senior we're reverting to, a res jucunda, pleasant matter, non est pretiunder. That's the gerund that means must be done. A pleasant topic should not be passed by. For when Maximinus, as we said, 8 and almost a half of feet, must be his size, he must be 8.5 feet tall or something. I don't know. Anyway, a calciamentum of his, I'm guessing something goes on the foot, and that's the typo there. So a campagum's a officer's boot or something like that. And this is a royal boot, so a calciamentum of his, which is to say his officer's boot, which is of royal quality also. What happened anyway? So certain people in a grove, which is between Aquilium and Arcanium, so certain people posweren't it. So certain people placed this shoe of his, which is an officer's boot, and he's also royal, which is agreed, blah, 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 is mayor to have been. It's bigger than the measurement of a man. Vestigo, his footprint is by a foot. So they put his shoe down in this groove for some reason, in this grave, and measured it, and it was bigger than that of other men by about a foot. So something again to do with how he's massive. Anyway, okay, I just googled 8.5 feet. It's like 2.6 meters tall, if it was true. Anyway, from where even this common Volgo thing has been extracted or comes from. When concerning long or tall and inept or awkward people, hominibusses, it is said, Caligua qui Maximini. Okay, it's about the shoe of Maximus. 10. This, id circa, for this reason, did I. I've put it there, lest anyone, nay quiz, lest anyone should read Cordus, and he would think me to have prayed amiss something, me to have overlooked something. Anyway, now that's out of the way, let's return to something pertinent. But let's return to the sun. Okay.